Hi, I'm Todd Gutner, your host for Gardening with Gutner. Let's talk trees. They add beauty, they add shade, and they add value to our landscapes. But keeping them healthy takes a little know-how. Whether it's proper pruning, fighting off pesky invaders, or choosing the right ornamental tree for your yard, we've got you covered. Today, we're digging into all things trees. First, we'll start with pruning, particularly fruit trees. A good trim keeps trees healthy and strong and encourages higher fruit production. Aaron Libby of Libby U-Picks shows us that when it comes to pruning, knowing what to cut and when is sheer genius. Dead of winter at Libby Farm. Good to see you.
Yeah, thanks for coming. We can use the extra help, that's for sure.
What?
Let's go to work. This is a great time to start pruning. Now we're in the middle of, get to middle of March, April. That's the time you want to prune. You don't want to prune in the fall. For a homeowner, just get yourself a good pair of loppers. That rusty one that you use to cut a couple shrubs back, not what you want to do. You want to make sure it's nice and sharp and clean, and that's going to be vital for the tree, for the health of the tree, to get good clean cuts. But typically, you're looking at a central leader tree. You want to have your main center is going to be what stays on for the life of the tree.
Yes.
It goes up, kind of a cone shape. So you get your outside, your bottom branches are going to be the widest.
Got it.
And it's going to narrow as it gets up to the top. And that's the biggest part, is for light. You need light to get in there. Now there's different types of pruning cuts, and when we start to cut back, we kind of want, if we're going to do a heading cut, we'll make sure that we cut back to something that's coming out.
Got it.
So I can just literally come in here, because this is a nice fruit spur right here. I can cut that off. Now it's kind of an ugly cut having this here, but I got a nice fruit bud right there.
Right there.
And so I can let that crop on. The nutrients, instead of, because what you don't want to do is just have a straight up cut. If I was to come in like this, just do that, I'm going to have a lot of more vegetative shoots coming up this way. So when I do it, I always want to, I could either come back here, but I got a nice fruit bud right there, so I'll cut to here, so that more of the nutrients is going to go, and the growth will go into this right here. The key is to open it up, get it to sunlight. Depending on how long you haven't pruned your tree, is going to change on how much you got to get. And we'll get into these smaller trees. The first thing we're going to be doing is simplifying. Now this is a complex limb that got left, so I'm actually going to remove some of this to get this down. Now it depends on what we're doing. I can cut this so I can leave something fruiting on it. This is broken. Anytime there's a broken limb, you always cut it back. You never leave that broken limb. There's other principles of the 50% rule. And the 50% rule, especially when you get into these dwarf or rootstocks, is the branch, you do not want it to be 50% more than 2 inches above on the trunk. So as we can see, this is definitely a lot more than 50%.
Oh, yeah.
Closer probably to 70
You're talking about the diameter
of the branch, exactly. So what that will do is this is going to be a more vigorous branch, and it's going to take the nutrients and keep making this branch bigger and bigger.
It's going to suck off of that main line.
Your top, and then also that's going to, as it gets bigger, you're going to shade.
Aaron, I'm having a little deja vu. I feel like I've been here before. This is the peaches. What do you think about them for pruning?
Well, so they're same thing. There are multiple ways, but the traditional way is the open vase. So instead of a pyramid shape, you're actually doing the inverse. Now we talked about the shading, how it's crucial for the apple tree to get the light in it. Peaches, absolutely, you cannot have two branches on top of each other. The other branch will die. We will prune these as we get closer into mid-April, depending on the year. We want to see some growth because that has to do with diseases. The peach tree, everything about the peach tree is a little more finicky than the apple tree, but so we will actually prune these once we start seeing some vegetative growth. One of the things that we do for the winter, that is twofold, because you have Mother Nature worried about in the wintertime, but you're also worried about animals, rodents, deer.
What's the answer?
Physical barriers to keep the deer out. You can do different things, soap, high smelling soaps if we have an issue with the fence area, but the key thing is the fence, is to physically keep them out. The mice, the little sons of guns can be underneath the snow ground and then chew on the bark, and actually that will kill the tree, because it's only the very small cambium layer that's the actual part of the tree that's
on the
alive.
outside, right?
Yep,
and if they nibble all the way around,
that tree's done.
The whole vascular system's gone.
Yeah. So it's so crucial to keep up with mice, and there's different ways of doing it. There's mice guards, mesh, and there's plastic wraps. The other way of doing it, it's a whitewash of a 50-50 mix of water and exterior latex paint. Paint it on it. Rodent damage isn't going to be as crucial because they don't like the taste of the paint. The other big thing is the winter keeps it calm. that actually keeps the tree, because what it's going to do on the south side here, we get the sun, we get sun scaling.
Yeah.
The sun will hit the bark in the middle of the day, especially February into March here, warm this bark
Warm it up even more.
start to expand, and at night, gets cold, contracts, splits open, cracks, cold will get into there, more damage. So the white paint actually reflects the sun, then actually keeps the tree more moderate temperature and keeps it calmer through the winter.
That's great. All right, Aaron, I'm a huge fan of winter, but I'm looking forward to like 6 months down the line. All these trees will be filled with fruit, right?
Absolutely, yeah. Early July, we'll have blueberries and raspberries. Getting into August, we'll have the plums and peaches and apples as well, and then right through the fall season.
Aaron, thanks for all those tips on pruning. We really appreciate it. Hey, come check out Libby Farm in the summer when this place will be blooming and beautiful. And we'll see you next time on Gardening with Gutner.
Now that we know how to shape up our trees, let's talk about something that can really take them down: pests. Invasive insects like the emerald ash borer have been causing major damage. So how do you spot the signs and protect your trees? Let's take a look.
On this week's Gardening with Gutner, we're not in the garden, we're in the woods. Baxter Woods, in fact, and we're covering trees. I've got an arborist here, Chris Plant from Davey Tree Experts. Sounds like our main trees are under attack, Chris.
They are. We have a few pests, the emerald ash borer, brown-tailed moth, winter moth, and hemlock willy adelgid.
Woo! That's a lot of critters. Why don't we head into the woods and see if we can find any of them? All right, Chris, we're coming up on these trees here. These are hemlocks, and they're really common in Maine, right?
They are very common.
What attacks hemlocks?
Hemlock willy adelgid.
And they've been around for about how long?
Almost a decade.
About a decade? Okay, let's see if we can get into the needles and see some.
Todd, this is a really good example of hemlock willy adelgid. These white spots here, and then on the underside, the small ones right on the nodes.
What is this? Is this an insect, a fungus?
It's an insect.
Ah, it's an insect. We want to keep our hemlocks. How do we do that? Is there a remedy?
It's an easy oil treatment in the spring and the fall.
Twice a year?
Twice a year.
All right, Chris, why are you making me put on these rubber gloves?
I need your help in putting this Tanglefoot product on that's really sticky.
This stuff looks nasty. Why are we doing this?
We're using it as a preventative for winter moth damage.
Okay, and what, you put some saran wrap on this tree here, and then what, I just spread?
Yeah, a few wraps of saran wrap, and then you spread this on, and it helps trap the crawling stage.
Okay, instead of getting to the leaves up there, right?
Right, in the fall, the winter moth hatch in the ground, and they crawl up, the caterpillars crawl up the tree, and what this does is get them stuck in it so that they don't do that damage.
How bad is the winter moth in Maine?
It's been bad in the past, but we've had really good success rate in preventing their damage with this.
Chris, you're starting to get worried about the emerald ash borer, right?
Yeah, that's a big concern of ours. It's just made its way into Maine, and once it gets into an ash tree, it will kill it.
A death sentence?
It is.
So how do we prevent that?
There's a systemic injection you can do to prevent it, and it lasts for 2 years.
Oh, great. I have a problem. I can't get this bucket from unstuck from my hand. How do I do that?
I think it's gonna have to go home with you.
Oh no, all right, well, let's head out of here. Last stop, Deering Oaks Park. The city of Portland's been in a battle with the brown-tailed moths, causes skin irritations, breathing issues, and can even kill off trees. Tell me about the brown-tailed moth.
It's been prevalent here in southern Maine. Its populations seem to be moving up the coast and up the rivers. You can find its nests over winter, and you can clip them and drown them in a bucket of water at that time.
And if you can't get to them and clip them, then what?
You would have to think about a hydraulic spray or injection.
Chris, thanks a lot. You give us a lot to think about with these bugs and creepy crawlies. And if you want to learn more about them, go to our website or our mobile app, and let's continue to grow together or get your growing going. I don't know. We'll see on the next Gardening with Gutner.
You having fun?
Not really, no. You know what? Actually, I take that back. It's kind of strangely satisfying.
Now that we know how to protect our trees, what about adding a little more beauty to the yard? Whether you want vibrant spring flowers, colorful fall foliage, or just something unique, there are plenty of ornamental trees and shrubs to choose from. Lily at Sprague Nursery and Garden Center showed us some real beauties. Does your already established garden need to be taken to that next level? Maybe a statement shrub or tree is the way to go. Lily from Spragues and Bangor, good to see you. You've got a ton of options for us.
We sure do. Whether it's evergreen, deciduous, weeping, or creeping, we have a lot of options for you to take the garden to the next level.
Let's take it to that next level. Let's go.
Let's go. So let's start with evergreens.
Let's do it.
There's a lot more to them now than just that Christmas tree shape that we all know and love.
Sure.
This right here is a curly pine.
Yeah.
And so this is gonna have that wonderful wispy, twisty needle look, just like Dr. Seuss.
Yeah.
Evergreens can also be shaped. This one here has been pruned into a spiral.
That's really cool.
You can also graft them onto a single stem like this one here to just have this big pom-pom at the top. And then some evergreens on their own will have a weeping quality to them. This right here is a weeping Norway spruce. And there are a couple other evergreens that will do that on their own that we can take a look at.
Oh, you have more?
Yes.
Oh, well, let's go see them.
So this is the weeping cedar I wanted to show you.
I like this one a lot.
It can get really tall,
Like how tall?
like 60 feet tall.
60 feet tall?
60 feet tall.
Better plan for that, all right.
And the last weeping evergreen I wanted to show you is this one, my personal favorite, the weeping pine.
Why is this your personal favorite?
Because look at it.
Enough said. So we covered shape, but color can be important as well.
Yes, color's super important. Now, everything isn't going to be in bloom all season long.
Right.
So the foliage is a great place to look for some consistent color. In this one, you can get some really nice burgundy.
And burgundy is getting a little more difficult to find, right?
It can be. There's a couple species that we're used to that we can't sell anymore that are on the invasive species list. So this is a really great place to pivot to.
And this is the beach?
This is a beach right here, yes.
Yeah, and it's weeping too. And I love the blue in this.
Yes, nice and blue all winter long as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This is a what?
This is a spruce here, and it's kind of round right now, but it is on its way to getting upright.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, but I have to show you my favorite statement piece.
Oh, we haven't gotten to it yet?
No, we haven't.
Okay, then.
So here they are,
These are them? The best for last?
the best for last. This is a smoke bush.
Okay.
And these are my favorite because there's nothing that's gonna make somebody walk by your yard and stop and wonder what the heck is going on there.
What the heck does go on here with these?
So these are just about to come into full bloom, and when they do, it's gonna be this cloud of plumy, pinkish, rosy smoke.
Yeah, now that makes a statement. And
Absolutely.
if you want some more statement pieces, come see Lily at Spragues and Bangor or your local garden center and make a statement in your garden. We'll see you next time on Gardening with Gutner. Whether you're shaping, protecting, or selecting a tree, a little knowledge goes a long way in keeping your landscape thriving. So get out there and give your trees some love or a hug. Get it, tree hugger? And enjoy all the benefits they bring. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to get your growing going with Gardening with Gutner.